Hey lady, I know that as a business owner and as a leader, you want to make life better for the people you love and for those who need your help. But here's the thing. Business is a spiritual game. Leadership is a spiritual game. Empowerment is an inside job. And empires, well, they get built by careful design. And the problem is neither school nor family or even good old intuition teach you how to win the game. So twice a month or more on this podcast, we're teaching you how to become the architect of your business and how to develop that mindset that's necessary for you to execute on your dreams. Because ladies, mastery and mindset are the jet fuel you need to ignite your own On Fire empire. Let's go. Well, hey, On Fire Empire listeners, welcome back. It's been a while since I dropped an episode. And that's because there's a lot changing. You might notice I'm in a brand new podcast studio. We relocated our offices about a year and a half ago, and there's just been a lot going on. And I'm so excited to welcome you back to this podcast. And I've got a really exciting announcement. You know, after listening to the questions and needs of our audience, we've decided to take a little shift here, or make a little shift here, I should say, from the On Fire Empire podcast. We are evolving into a new podcast called the Splitting Smart Podcast. And I'm really excited to tell you about it. You know, there are ever-changing needs of so many married couples and families in our community. And as most of you know, as the listening audience, my background is the law. And my background is litigating cases, particularly family law cases, and mediating cases and helping people come to a resolution outside of court. And so we're rebranding this podcast, and much of what we've talked about in the past relating to your mindset, your motivation, your business, all of those things still apply, but we're funneling them over into really helping people who are struggling with conflict and in particular going through a divorce or custody battles in their personal lives. The rebrand is happening so that we can bring you those tools to really impact your life and make things much better and hopefully keep you out of court. What's in it for you? Should you continue listening and listen to the Splitting Smart podcast? Absolutely. First of all, you'll continue to receive my expert insights, having been in the trenches for over 30 years. This is real life. Listen, you may not be going through a divorce or have any kind of conflict right now in your life, but I guarantee you, you have a family member who has just been there, done that, or is going through that, or close friends. This podcast is for you and them. We're bringing our insights as seasoned trial attorneys and expert mediators to help you employ some tools and strategies into your present situation or the situation of your loved ones that keeps you out of the court system or gets you through it in a much more productive, healthier way. The other thing is there's cost savings involved. You know, I'm going to talk a lot about mediation and whether you negotiate on your own or you bring in an expert mediator. We're going to be teaching you how to address the issues that normally a court or a judge addresses. And this is about a process that is much more family friendly. It saves your kids from a lot of trauma and stress and saves you a lot of money. So when you employ these strategies we're going to be talking about on the podcast, you'll be able to come to agreements on your own, or at least know some more efficient ways of handling a situation and not unnecessarily blow it up. And that in the long run is going to save you a lot of time, and it's going to save you a lot of money, not just in attorney's fees, but we all know that, hey, as empire builders, if you're running your own business or you're really rocking it in your career, legal challenges can be absolute sideways energy that can take away from your career goals. They can take away from all of the progress that you've made in your business, and they really do affect the bottom line. So, the last thing is, why should you listen? You're going to get real life coaching. You'll be able to call in or email me a question in on the show, and we're going to answer it in live time for you. So, where else do you get real life coaching on how to handle conflict, and especially how to handle a divorce or a splitting up conflict? The other piece of this that's really interesting is you don't have to be going through a divorce. Splitting smart is also about how you civilly and kindly disengage or uncouple yourself from someone else. And even if it's not in a personal relationship, if you've got a business partner or a business affiliate, someone you've worked with, even a vendor that's close in your business that you've worked with for a long time, and it's time to part ways, you are going to get some really good coaching and negotiation strategies on how to disentangle from that relationship, split apart without causing damage. And really, it can be done if you're smart about it. So that's why we call it the Splitting Smart podcast. The Splitting Smart podcast is really generated here through my law firm, which is called Sapere Law and Mediation. And so at Sapere, we've got some unbelievable attorneys and staff. And then we have some folks that I call our Sapere pros. They are our attorneys, but the Sapere pros that will be coming onto the Splitting Smart podcast will also be those pros that you're going to need if you're going through a divorce or a termination of a long-term relationship or even custody. So what are we talking about? Well, if you've ever been divorced or known someone who has, they may have had to sell a house. We have Sapere Pro real estate experts that are going to come on and share some really good advice on what to do to prepare a house for sale and how to handle it as you're going through a divorce and what you can expect, because that's a little bit of a different process. I've got therapists that are our Sapere pros. I can't wait for you to meet them. These are some unbelievable people who can give you some additional advice for your mindset. And you want to keep your thinking healthy as you go, as healthy as you can, right? It's a tough process as you go through a conflict situation or separation or divorce. Who else? Well, you've all met my personal trainer, Josh Hubby at P4L Fitness here in Temecula. He is a dynamo and he has so much to add. You'll hear from him as one of our Sapere pros from time to time as he comes in and shares how you can keep your body fit as you're going through some of these difficult moments. And, he coaches a lot of people who are going through some tough times. He coaches a lot of people just like you who are professionals, hard drivers going after the career, or you're running your own business. And he sees what happens when conflict arises in his clients' lives. So he will be able to bring some of that to the table for us here at the Splitting Smart podcast. So you're going to hear from a whole host of the Sapere pros as we go forward. I want to thank you for your years of loyalty and following me here on the On Fire Empire. And here at Sapere Law and Mediation, we are committed to bringing you even better content, more consistent content and quality content to help you navigate conflict in a way that you win through the process. You keep your family healthy. And sometimes we've got to do some damage control, but in the end, we want to keep you on the path to productivity and really enjoying your life. So the Splitting Smart podcast will drop on January 6th, 2025, and I can't wait to see you there. Thanks for joining me.